6-1 the scoreline there. Right to Dream losing again. Funa, what a shock that is. The Japanese side putting them to the sword. And here they come. County Armagh in the orange, Manchester United in their change strips. Ian McNabb, the referee, taking charge of this one. A game that certainly has been eagerly anticipated since the draw was made last night. Armagh still unbeaten, which is something Manchester United can't say. So no matter who you make as the underdog, that is worth bearing in mind. Manchester United lost their first fixture here against County Londonderry. Lee Harkin's double sinking them, and they'll be hoping for better fortune against another one of the home counties here. But nothing's guaranteed in this competition. We've seen plenty of shocks throughout the week. Might there be another tonight? Ian McNabb going through the coin toss. Heads or tails, boys? Those who made along earlier on today were able to witness our camera crew taking shots into one of those goals. Well, they tried. I think there was more damage done to the stand than the netting. And now back to some real football. As you can see from the assistant official's flag, it is breezy here. Whether that will impact the sides as they get this game underway in the next couple of minutes, we shall see. Smile for the camera. Armagh getting themselves into position. Manchester United wanting a last-minute huddle as they focus themselves and try and get themselves fired up for a place in the final.
And also to refrain from placing their feet on the back of the seats in front. This is to
they haven't had it all their own way this week, that's for sure. Even the one-goal win against Rangers was a hard-fought win. Last night was a bit more like Manchester United fans might have expected from this group of players, but equally, when you're coming up against Manchester United, you probably do raise your game, and that's something those young players will have to get used to. Crowd in good volume as we get underway at the Coleraine Showgrounds in the sunshine, and a first touch for Dane McCulloch. Will actually be to retrieve the ball as he's happy to let it roll out. He is the player who scored the stoppage time free kick against Dundalk. And someone from County Armagh was telling me it was actually their 27th shot of the match. Now, if at first you don't succeed in all that, what an important goal. First touch of the ball for George Walters. Just eased off it there as it's been moved back into the midfield, and this is a powerful breakaway from Oisín Connolly. Really influential player, trying to set the rhythm here and didn't have enough room to get a free shot away. What an open start to the game we have had, and it's turned into a chance for Walters, and the deflection sees it go in. And in just over a minute, it is the perfect start for Manchester United. George Walters, unmarked and aided by a deflection, has put them in front. Well, Armagh cut wide open And that's the touch of Sean Conlon that deceived Conor Byrne and makes matters harder for Armagh, but that Man United bench and Tommy Martin will be delighted. From looking so dangerous going forwards to being completely caught out on the counter. And that's an early blow for Chris Chambers' teenagers. Appeared to come off the arm there of Rhys Bennett. That was the decision given by the referee. Armagh not shy in getting bodies into the box. Oran O'Kane it is who's going to deliver this one in, signalling deep into the middle. Dangerous one, not quite away yet. Emerson who guided it across, and McConville on the stretch couldn't quite hook it back into play. Cool as you like coming out from the back there from Will Fish. Cheers every time Armagh get back onto the ball. From this crowd, mainly, of course, of fans from Northern Ireland. Garvey couldn't get any real purchase on it. Handy enough for Joe Lawton in the Man United goal. Well, that's nice footwork, and Walters that time just not able to keep it in. A little too far ahead of him, in fairness. What a fast start to this match. Anyone arriving in a couple of minutes after kickoff will be kicking themselves. And as this is the beautiful bit of skill there from Oisín Connolly, as it's the first junior section game we've broadcast live this week, I'll just remind you that it is 30 minutes each way. So the game lasts an hour plus whatever time's added on in each half. If it is honours even, there will be no extra time. It will go straight to penalties, but that's a long way away yet. Walters again getting involved. Bright start for him. For Armagh, I think it'll just be about trying to get a foot on the ball. That initial challenge from Charlie Savage was a good one. And it seems to be the left-hand side giving Man United the most joy, even if that didn't quite come off for them. Header won there by Ibrahim, and Savage it was, lifting it up over everybody and all the way through to Conor Byrne. Youngest ever player to play for Glenavon in a competitive game at Ulster Cup against local rivals Portadown. He didn't have much he could have done really about that goal. The deflection saw it past him. Plenty of time still to make an impression in this semi-final. As you can see, a good crowd in the stand behind. Good physical battle there on the pitch, and after a little bit of deliberation, Ian McNabb deciding to call it back for a foul on Ola Ibrahim, who will now resume proceedings with a free kick. A little bit of a loose pass there. Okay, and it was going backwards, keeping possession for Armagh, but they won't with that pass. That's the Man United bench. No prizes for guessing which one is Tommy Martin. I'll give you a clue, the initials on the jersey. Not able to keep that in. Zidane Iqbal, whose only goals so far this week came against Club NI, scored from the spot. And with a name like Zidane, puts a bit of expectation on a boy, doesn't it, when you see him on a football pitch? He is a very capable midfielder, Zidane Iqbal. A little bit of a nudge in the back there. Referee giving a free kick against Rhys Bennett, who's protesting his innocence. And again, that is a big kick forwards. Well, nodded away. Helped on by Walters. Came up against his arm, but not intentional. Play continues. That is a good pass from Tommy Smith that has been brilliantly dealt with by Fish. What a run this is. It might just be kept in. No, too much on it. Would have been offside anyway, in fairness. Cracking run that from Will Fish. Just overdoing it in the end with the pass, but has the confidence to stride forwards. Burn going long again. Ibrahim has left that. Emerson was in challenging, as was Adam Garvey, but it's Wyatt to send it up the pitch. Sloppy in how they've lost it there. Walters, he bagged the winner against Rangers. He's got the opener here. His week getting better and better. That was definitely the trip from Connolly. Just on the wrong side of his marker. Tangle of legs more than anything. Savage. Walters. Not will be too much of an ask for Wyatt. And Armagh will have the throw in. Seem to have settled themselves since going behind County Armagh. No, there's still a long way in this game. And it was only the second goal they've conceded in the tournament. Not an easy side to break down. And also worth pointing out, they haven't failed to score in a game yet this week. And that is a good ball forward. A bit of a foot race for Oisin Nix, who's done exceedingly well and has won them a corner kick. Sun in the eyes of Joe Lawton. You can see the Korean FC emblem on that flag. Came so close to winning the Premiership here in Northern Ireland. Did win the Irish Cup, Korean. Good ball into the middle of that. Just wouldn't set up for anyone in orange. Really lovely football here. This is a cracking move. And that was a timely block from Fish. Armagh just beginning to express themselves as loads of young spectators make their way into that stand behind the goal. One touch stuff, head up, looking in the middle, and And Fish got himself in the way. Well, Ian McNabb having a quick chat with a few in the middle. Happy to resume play now. What a turn, but enough players there to cut out the counter-attack. Some kids, I think, from Portadown Youth here to watch some of their teammates. And Dungannon Swifts have sent some of their supporters along as well, so maybe some of the young players that have taken part in this tournament, actually. Oh, that was well done initially by Ibrahim. Second tackle definitely took him out after he was able to evade the first one. Better this from Manchester United, but just offside. They have a very good connection, don't they, between Charlie Savage, who you just saw in your picture there, and George Walters. Keep picking each other out. Wyatt has a little bit of time to get his head up and look for options up the pitch. In the end, stumbling. McCulloch able to get his head on that. And we're almost halfway through the first half. Only half an hour each way, remember, in the junior section. Not something you see everywhere. The benches actually beneath ground level. In case you were wondering, were they particularly short? Not the case. As you can see, you step out of the bench. That was a timely demonstration to illustrate my point. I didn't set that up, I swear. Iqbal trying to help it on. He's got it back again, able to find help outside of him in the numbers game. Enough for Armagh to force the ball out of play. Another night for the Shades. Stepping at a danger nicely. Savage couldn't turn away, being tightly marked there. Helped down the line to Reece Emerson, who's had that stolen off him, but he will provide support again. And Ibrahim did appear to have his hands on the shirt. And what's the referee decided here? He's blown his whistle a little late, but I think more than anything, as there's a bit of pushing and shoving, he was just checking there wasn't an injury, and I think it's going to be a drop ball, which sees Michael Mellon kick it out for a throw-in rather than return it directly to Conor Byrne. And he was looking to push forward, and I think one of his teammates called him back. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here. Ian McNabb just wanted another word, probably for a bit of the argy-bargy that went before. Really wasn't very much in it at all, but Armagh were making the point they felt they should have had a free kick, which wasn't given. And after that, some pushing and shoving, which went no further than that anyway. That's fallen rather nicely for them. O'Kane getting it inside. Good drive through the middle, and that looked like another foul. Ian McNabb again not impressed with that, and the decision goes against Armagh. That certainly was a challenge. That was a little late. The Man United getting the verdict from the referee. Well, you can make your own mind up here. Did he come from behind him? And if Emerson wasn't fouled, well, I think Garvey did commit a foul. That's fair to say. Lawton putting faith in his defence, and almost too much faith, and they could be oh well, thought they were going to be punished for that. That was very close indeed. Adam Garvey plays for Warrenpoint Town under-16s, nearly given a present there, and yet again they have it back. Garvey, not the connection with that, excited the fans certainly. Man United living dangerously at the moment, and that is some encouragement. Well, I thought from the kick out Lawton was asking a lot of his team. They didn't quite cope with it, and how relieved he looked when it was straight at him. He'll get a chance to select a better kick this time, the young keeper. That's a very good ball. Charlie Savage may be in here. Brilliant skill and equally good defending. That was telegraphed in the end by Conlon. Zidane Iqbal just seems to have so much time on the ball, but his teammates won't have any more time on the ball with passing like that. And talking of bad passes, again, inside it came from Dodgson, and they got out of dodge with that shot. They may struggle here, well, only for the bounce really. The referee allowing it to be a little bit more physical, and eventually Armagh get the decision, and that gets ironic cheers from the home support, who feel it's been a while coming. You can see a little bit of a pullback, and again, arm over the shoulder of Adam Garvey, and that's what the free kick has been awarded for. And Oisín Connolly to take it. It's been hooked away from Connolly. Robinson it was that couldn't connect with it initially, and the offside flag comes up. Well, it's all a little bit petty, I don't know. Boys will be boys. A little boy with a Man United scarf in the middle of all that, watching on. Well, he'll be happy so far. Of course, there'll be Armagh fans tonight with mixed loyalties. If you've grown up in County Armagh, a Manchester United supporter, do you back your county? Nine minutes left of the first half. Just waiting on the ball being retrieved before we can get things back underway. Manchester United with the free kick. Ibrahim just dinking it forwards. And Armagh trying to spring a counter-attack, and the ball was always just rolling off the side of the pitch as they're trying to stretch play and catch Man United on the hop. Willing runner, Reece Emerson.
Could the owners of the following two vehicles please return to their vehicles, as the vehicles are obstructing vehicles from exiting.
So it's been a little bitty in the last few minutes with a few stoppages in play.
A black Lexus.
Certainly haven't had it all their own way, Manchester United, but for the moment they do have the lead. Armagh defending well again. Savage gets it back and no advantage there. Reece Bennett making his case to the referee. Free kick taken quickly. Walters waiting for support and winning the corner. His dad Steve actually played in this competition 32 years ago for Crewe Alexandra. Went on to play professionally for them, of course. Also a director of the Offside Trust, doing amazing work to help make football a safer sport. I'm sure he'll be very proud of his son and how he's played so far. That is a very good ball and a chance for another goal. And Michael Mellon with a massive miss. A collective sigh of relief from all Armagh supporters here. Mellon, oh my. Lawton. Dodgson, Iqbal, Dodgson's inside, but Iqbal outside of the foot trying to set Savage in. Maybe just a little too much on that. Oshin Nix. It's been a good game so far. First half has gone very quickly. And off and run goes Walters again. Maybe he should have set it to Iqbal and determined to get the ball back, but a little too determined for Mr. McNabb's liking, and a free kick has gone against him. Lovely first time control there from Ibrahim, just killed it on his big toe. Less cultured with the clearance, but did the job. Armagh pushing, trying to find a way to get back into this game before the break. Byrne clearing his lines. Lawton coming to the edge of his box, and that seemed to slow down on its way through to him. Gratefully grasping it in the end. That's a black Lexus IJZ 2481 to return to the vehicle and move the vehicle as it's obstructing others. A chance to see that challenge on Iqbal. Arm across the body. Correct decision. Savage. issuing out the instructions there. That was quite the coming together. Taking his time to get back to his feet. Darren Robinson, another one of those players from Portadown Youth. One of the younger players in the Armagh panel from the 04 squad. Well, they've done a good job of somehow getting this back, and still he has the ball, but eventually both the ball and his legs went flying away from him. Good challenge from Ibrahim, nothing wrong with that. And then the run from Mayamona, cut out with a no-nonsense challenge. Well, every time Armagh get back on the ball, make a tackle, even win a throw-in, the local fans are cheering. But at the moment, Man United 2 minutes away from going into the break ahead. Nice shot of the skyline, shows you just how bright it is here. Lovely evening in Korean. Good run this, can he keep it in somehow? Well, it might have just gone out, and I think that is ultimately the right decision by the ref and his assistants. Nice battle, and for a moment Man United almost caught out, but here it does cross the line. Well, they are causing trouble, Armagh. I imagine at the break it'll be a case of just trying to find a way to be a bit more effective in that final third. Easier said than done, I know. Fish just crowded out, able to win it back. Walters has runners ahead of him, but Armagh, at times you would swear Armagh have an extra player, such as the dedication of them. Getting it to Wyatt. And conversely, whilst Armagh have been causing problems, it hasn't quite happened for Manchester United in the last 10 minutes or so. That was a nudge in the back. They're taking it quickly here. Can they wrestle their way back into the game before the break? It's fallen, but that will not count. Turned in by Rhys Emerson, but the offside flag goes up. And that is the half-time whistle. Really good finish to the half from Armagh. Trying desperately to force that through. Really good reactions from Rhys Emerson. But as you saw, he was offside. And that is why, after a pulsating first 30 minutes, the half-time score here at the Coleraine Showgrounds in the junior section semi-final is County Armagh 0, Manchester United 1. And we can look back to the one goal that separates the two teams. A little over a minute gone when it happened. Zidane Iqbal's pass, Walters in space, and the deflection of Conlon, crucial. Armagh caught on the counter, and Conor Byrne could do nothing about it. Now we can bring you Some more information on Friendship for the ice hockey tournament coming back to Belfast in the very near future. Getting the better of Edmonton and Antrim, losing out to Newcastle United. And from here in Northern Ireland to China, I look back to the visitors who made their way over here from Asia to the tournament last year.
Sure that as years go by, the football in China will improve tremendously.
Changes. The two players that are going to come on, Liam Toman and Jamie O'Flaherty. And coming off, Oisin Nix and Michael McConville. So, two changes as we get the second half underway. Only one goal so far. And that's gone in favour of the team from England, Manchester United. Wasting no time, scoring in just over a minute. And since then, Armagh have probably had the better chances, sparing that really bad miss from Michael Mellon. He looked certain to score when it was glanced down to him from 2 yards out. He produced an air shot. Happens to the best of them. Early touch for O'Flaherty, another one of the Warrenpoint Town youth players taking part in this squad. Tillman to take the throw and have it cushioned back to him. This is a good cross into the middle. Brilliant strike and just wide of the post. Some fans thought it had gone in. Joe Lawton relieved to see that it hadn't. Well, the substitutes making an impact right away. Tillman's ball. What a volley that was from Oisin Connolly. Just wasn't to be there for Armagh. They'll be wondering if it isn't their night. Really nice turn that from Mellon. You'd see what he was trying with the pass. That was preempted by Conlon. And all the way back it goes to Byrne. Under pressure. Bobbly kick forward and Savage struggling to get a clean contact too. Playing some nice football here, Armagh. This has opened up. O'Flaherty on the stretch. Couldn't bring it under control. They are getting it, Manchester United. There's no question about that. But look at the gaps opening up now. Wyatt looking to capitalise on them. And the pass, well marshalled. That's O'Kane who helps it up the line. O'Flaherty, the substitute, trying to play it between themselves. Wyatt, much bigger than the pair of them, as you can see, able to win it back. Zidane Iqbal stepping past the first challenge, thinking about going wide as he gets clattered. Walters it is, with an orange screen in front of him. Across, can't make it past the first man, Tommy Smith. United happy enough to settle for the throw-in. number 7 just making himself available. It's him that's going to get this. Able to tease his way through, but not direct that one on target. Byrne was happy enough to leave it on his near side, and that was the shot again from Connery. Really wasn't far away at all. O'Kane, little nudge there, but the referee says throw in, no foul. Armagh might have got a little lucky with that decision. A couple of United players making that point, but quick to concentrate again. Armagh deciding to go backwards rather than forwards. Smyth. Well, it's all a little untidy in there, and in the end it was Owen Dodson taking charge of the situation and getting rid of it. Walters couldn't find Iqbal on the first occasion. Has kept it in well there though, and has played them into a bit of trouble with that pass. Connery. Surging run there, and Tillman, was he dragged down by Owen Dodson? He was, and it's a yellow card to the Manchester United defender. Well, Tillman might just have got clipped in the back of the head as well there. Yeah, certainly looks as though that was the case as he was hauled down. Nothing intentional in that, but that doesn't stop it being sore. And for all the huffing and puffing, this is a really good opportunity for Armagh to draw level in the semi-final, as we see confirmation of that booking for Dodgson. Lots of movement in the middle, plenty of pushing and shoving. Ball beats everyone, and it just wouldn't go in. Reece Emerson stretching, but couldn't get a firm enough connection. Well, Lawton was completely caught out here by the flight of the ball. Agonising for Emerson, almost landing on top of the ball more than anything. Well, they're getting closer. Man United will be more than aware of that. 1-goal lead, never a secure one. Well, that is a good pass. Honest challenging from both players. McCulloch coming out on top against Mayamona. Little unlucky there from Jimmy O'Flaherty, couldn't bring it under control. Now with Conlon. And Fish opting for the safe option and glancing it out. This is the chance again. Emerson arriving late, and if he gets that one properly on his left foot, it's a definite goal. But instead, he just lands on top of it. He's so unlucky. And so are County Armagh. Still, they go in search of that goal. You can see what the Armagh bench think. Some smiles as Man United maybe start to consider making changes of their own. But Armagh definitely have had the better start to the second half. Well, that was a two-way tussle, and in the end the referee Ian McNabb just shrugging his shoulders and saying let's just get on with it. And both benches were having a gripe. Chris Chambers is at the edge of his technical area making his point for Armagh. Man United are looking to make a couple of changes. You can see two figures coming out from the bench, and I can tell you Manny Norkett and Kobe Manu are going to be the two that come on. Ref saying carry on for the moment. Those changes coming imminently. Mellon. Well, that is a late challenge, and it will be a free kick. David Mayamona brought down. And it's a chance for Man United to make the changes if they want to. Showing their studs. And I think we're going to get the free kick first. Well, Charlie Savage there, just leaving the ball. It looks as though it's going to be Will Fish. Never troubling Conor Byrne. Captain couldn't challenge him there. Now, there's the two changes. Michael Mellon, one of the players who will make way. And the other coming off is George Walters, whose strike still separates the sides and could be sending Manchester United through to the final. The confirmation that coming on, Manny Norkett, who already has 2 goals in the tournament so far, and Kobe Manu. So both sides 2 subs each. Finally poised at the Coleraine Showgrounds. Half an hour to go. Have we more drama in store? Well, it's opened up here. Good run for Norkett, only on the pitch. And really good defending from Conlon. Not lunging in, waiting his moment, ushering off the ball and clearing his lines. Good pass inside. Mayamona trying to force it through. That was closer to hitting our cameraman than the back of the net. Forward it goes from McCulloch. Strong play, really good hold-up play here. Will they get a reward at the end of it? They're pushing for something. Robinson lifting it in. That is a dream ball. Will it fall for them? It just will not drop, and in the end, it's like pinball in the penalty area. And Man United survive the scare. Well, that was well watched by Tommy Smith. We can see the chance again. Really good cross into the middle. And what a pass this is. First touch just wouldn't sit down. Man United quick to get the bodies in the way. And bobbled around a bit until it was firmly sent away and up the pitch. Taking his time over this, Lawton. I think that is the ultimate compliment to Armagh, really, that Manchester United have not been able to boss proceedings here. Nice bit of defending that. Manu with a chance to stretch his legs, the substitute, finding Dodgson. He does have players over in support, and that was maybe the wrong decision to leave that one roll through, but somehow It's led to a counter-attack for County Armagh. And what can they do here? Liam Toman trying to get it in first time. And the urgency, unfortunately, led to reduced accuracy and ultimately made it easy for Joe Lawton. And that's what we've seen a couple of times. Once a team goes on a great break, it's so quick on the other side coming forwards. And, well, some derisory sounds from the crowd who aren't quite sure why the decision has been given against County Armagh, but it's a firm talking to for Oisín Connolly whilst we watch back the challenge on O'Flaherty, who himself felt as though he was fouled, and whether Connolly did something in the build-up to that, or maybe he said something to the referee that Ian McNabb wasn't happy with. Either way, he was giving a firm dressing down. Mayamana still on the ball, surging forwards, forcing it across, and it nearly found its way in. Well, a tackle that almost turned a shot. He was being pushed and shoved and pulled and everything. Really honest play. Well, David Mayamana and Manu just couldn't get on the end of it, but I'm not so sure whether it was a shot across, a tackle or anything, but you can't fault his work rate. Brilliant from the winger. And in the end, sore coming together. And Conlon it is that's feeling the pain in his right foot. They've obviously spotted the cameras, waving. He's enjoying his chips. Different clubs coming along to watch this competition. Participants from the minor section making their most of the downtime. Checking other scores on their phones perhaps as well. It's important business, this. Well, the good news is we are back underway. Fish with the firm header forwards. Connolly trying to close it down, but it's cleared again by Manchester United. Conlon has rejoined the ranks, so Armagh back up to 11, the full complement. O'Flaherty, nice step over there as he wins the side of throw-in. Plenty to be encouraged about for County Armagh. But will they find a way through, or might Man United put this one beyond doubt? Excellent run by Manny Norkits, and just nudged away from goal, knocking him off balance and preventing a proper strike or a proper threat. And speaking of threats, it's another corner for Armagh. This is a chance again, the substitute making the run. Very good defending. Conor Byrne lifting that happily into his chest. Well, you can see the wind blowing the corner flag a good bit. I'll be blowing this one in on top of Lawton. The header, or half a header really, from Sean Conlon. Just on his way back down, wasn't he, as it floated towards him. Couldn't get much on it. As he's coming in, might not even have got a touch on it, Conlon. O'Kane taking his time to select a teammate. Nodded on by McCulloch. And that was Robinson who finds Smith. Trying to find Tillman, but that's been read, and Manchester United trying to break. Hasn't happened for them on that occasion. That was looking for Garvey. But Lawton looking a lot more comfortable now and able to claim that one with ease. Mayamana holding off O'Kane. Very natural player, just able to shift his body and get himself into favourable positions in the pass. Finding an offside, Manny Norkett. He just hadn't quite timed his run. Well, this is onside. And what sort of pass can they provide? It's behind everybody. Oh dear, agonising stuff for Armagh. And sliced wide by Robinson. Well, goodness me. Another chance goes begging, but the ball behind everyone. And again, you have to say, very good defending by Will Fish. Spotted the danger, got himself in the way, and eventually got it clear. There's been so many of those moments in this match that Armagh might look back on and wonder what if. Just under 20 minutes to go. Or 10 minutes, I should say. Half hour each way. And it has been an entertaining match. Will there be another goal? Well, substitutes getting unnecessarily involved there. And the assistant official taking the role of headmaster. That's a late challenge on Iqbal. Not sure if any substitutes have been dismissed before they've made it onto the pitch this year at the Super Cup. He wouldn't like to be the first. Mainu with the ball to Iqbal, resisting the challenge, and they're playing some nice stuff here, Manchester United. And that is the end to it, really. Just over-eager, Mayamona. Just as they looked like they were creating a chance. Sounds like a strange thing to say when they're 8 minutes away from a place in the final, but in some ways a frustrating match for Man United fans, I'm sure, watching this, who haven't seen the best of their team. But if you get to the final, those details are very quickly forgotten, aren't they? Armagh have been a real credit to themselves, but it's a goal they want, not sympathy. Armagh readying another substitute in a minute, but we're able to continue in the meantime. Mayamona getting it back to Dodgson, and through it goes to Norkett. He's looking for it again, and it might get to him again. He's able to turn it in. Calamity at the back for County Armagh. And Manny Norkett, it isn't his finest goal, but it's an important one because it has almost definitely secured Manchester United a place in the final of SupercupNI. Mix up at the back. Who wants it most? Answer: Manny Norquette. Big celebration for a big goal. And the sub looks to have sealed it. Conor Byrne did brilliantly with that initial save, but the cheeky flick found its way in. And Man United almost guaranteed a place in the showpiece final at the Ballymena Showgrounds. Now a couple of changes for County Armagh as James Black and Rogan McVeigh make their entrance.
And number 15, Emerson.
Reece Emerson coming off as Darren Robinson for Armagh. It's almost too little too late, and Norquette will try and add insult to injury. Well, he's got it off Byrne here. Byrne has slipped off the ball as well. Manchester United menacing, and Armagh able to get rid of it. Beautiful. And then ugly.
Big replay on 3. Yeah.
Well, Dodson, delightful turn, and then dirty tackle. Oisín Connery, the guilty party. That might have just been born out of frustration. He's had a good semi-final, but that looks to be as far as the journey goes for County Armagh. Well, searching ball, but offside, so a fit race. Not so important there for Byrne. Well, frustration and bad-tempered approach starting to be noted from County Armagh, who after this game will be able to count the chances that they have had and couldn't take. But the best teams find a way, and Manchester United, who have been on the back foot for more of this game, look to be the team going through. That was wonderful, wasn't it, from Conlon? Garvey just got it a little lost under his feet. Watch this again. Places football in the Lisburn League. Nutmegs a man from Manchester United. There's one for your mates at school. A little under 2.5 minutes to go at the Coleraine Showgrounds. We've been treated to a very good game. And Armagh have played their part in that. Manchester United now looking to add to their tally. Kobe Mainu. Sudan Iqbal. Thought about it from distance. Manny Norquette. That was a cute disguise on the pass. Didn't make its way through to him. Charlie Savage has it now. And No debating the free kick decision.
I got a replay of it.
Maya just taken away from Mainu there. That was a bit spicy from Zidane Iqbal, and the crowd cheering that decision, which even referee Ian McNabb can have a little giggle to himself about. He's playing the role of panto villain today, it seems, but he hasn't done too much wrong, in fairness to him, the referee. Last minute of play. Byrne goes long for Armagh. Huge kick. They're shaping up to shoot. They want a free kick, and they've got one right on the edge of the box. I think some Man United players are worried it was a penalty, but it was right on the line. And the challenge from Bennett, penalised here. Connolly, 3 minutes of added time. If Connolly scores this, we're going to have quite the 3 minutes. It just wouldn't curl enough for him. Well, he can have a smile to himself. Just not able to guide it inside the far post. Man United were still organising their wall, and he did have Joe Lawton sprawling across his line, but ultimately off target and untested. Well, a yellow card to Liam Toman. I think Toman had said something to the referee there whilst play was happening down the other side, and Ian McNabb taking no nonsense. There he is, getting his yellow card. With a face like that, butter wouldn't melt, as they say. But the referee saw through the innocent act. Byrne going long. Ibrahim. One back by Maya Mona. He has the pace to pull away from all of this, but he's been barged rather unceremoniously off the ball. And it's all breaking down in stoppage time as time is running out for County Armagh. Manchester United will be on at 5 o'clock tomorrow if they win this match, which they are about to do. Exclusively here on BBC Sport NI, we will be bringing you live coverage of that one. Toman still battling away. Head down now, he knows there's not much time remaining. And the fans staying to the end, and I'm sure will give a great reception to both teams who've made this a really gripping semi-final. And that is the full-time whistle. Celebrations for Manchester United. Their 2 goals see them continue on their journey in SupercupNI. The final looms for them. But for County Armagh, a spirited display wasn't enough, unfortunately, tonight at the Coleraine Showgrounds. They have been excellent this week. Wins over Leeds United and Colina, highlights along the way. But they've come unstuck against the might of Manchester United. The team more clinical, books their place in the final. And that's why full-time here at the Coleraine Showgrounds in the junior section semi-final, it finishes County Armagh 0, Manchester United 2. And now let's look back on the goals from this game. It was blink and you'll miss it stuff. Some of the crowd were only taking their seat when Manchester United took their lead. George Walters' shot deflected by Sean Conlon beyond the helpless Conor Byrne. It was an excellent counter-attack with a devastating end. And towards the end of the game, the sub Manny Narcat getting his third goal of the competition. Breakdown in communication in the Armagh ranks, and Narcat couldn't get it the first time, but with a fine flick finished it off the second time of asking, and books Manchester United's place in the final. Ballymena tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching once again. We will have live coverage exclusively of both finals tomorrow, starting at 5 o'clock. BBC SupercupNI via the website and the BBC Sport app. It is finished here in the junior division semi-final. County Armagh 0, Manchester United 2. Good night.
Chance of an equaliser for Scott Sinclair.
Here comes this here for our winners.